Hello, welcome to my bedroom floor. My name is Dags, and I am a masc lesbian. I hope that's obvious. If it's not, then it's okay. But I am a masc lesbian. Oh, I thought my camera was blurry. It's just my eyes. Billie Eilish reference. Sorry. Anyways, I'm gonna talk about embracing softness as a masc lesbian, and I want to preface this by saying that I grew up masc my entire life. I have never known an era where I was particularly femme presenting. However, that doesn't mean that you cannot understand or resonate with the things I say, in case maybe you weren't masc your whole life and there was a point where you transitioned to presenting more masculine. Let me put on my glasses because, like, damn. Okay. Now I look stupid. You guys aren't gonna listen to me if I don't look cool. But, yeah. Okay. Never mind. I'm gonna keep them off. They're messing with my hair. So, I grew up masc my whole life. As in, I never liked Barbies or anything. There was one time I did ask for a Barbie, but the reason I asked for a Barbie wasn't because I wanted a Barbie, but it was because everyone else wanted a Barbie. Specifically, every single girl my age wanted a Barbie, and I was like, okay, so this is what the girls like, and I'm a girl, so I should get it. So I got a Barbie, and then I neglected her, and then her hair became really matted and, like, it just fucked up. And I never really played with her ever. I still sometimes feel a little bit guilty about that, but it's okay. We move forward. So yeah, I was not always a soft person. I may not. Okay, pause, rewind, erase. I may have never been particularly feminine. However, that did not mean that I was never a soft person, a softie. I think I might have been a very sensitive child. I was crying a lot. I was a crybaby. Okay, sue me. Eventually, I became very reserved, and I would suppress my emotions a lot, but that's not exactly the point of the video, so I'm not going to touch on that too much. So what I'm saying is that softness doesn't equate to femininity, and vice versa. Just because you present masculine, just because you're a masculine person, doesn't mean that you can't be soft. Or, in other words, you do not have to be feminine to be soft. And I think one of the factors that people sort of have that misconstrued perception of what it means to be gentle, what it means to be caring, and all of those kinds of things, is because they tie it too much to femininity. And the reason it's tied to femininity so much is because of society. Like, I'm sorry, I keep blaming everything on society, but it's true. Okay, it's true, and I've read about it and stuff. Not that particular relationship or correlation, but I have read and studied how society instills things in us at a very young age, especially in terms of identity, the way we act, the way we behave, the way we present ourselves. These are learned stuff, you know. Not everything is learned, not everything was, like, thrown at us by society, but a lot of it is. Like, for example, sorry, this isn't the example. It's not an example of things that society gave me, sort of, but I've always been masculine. Like I said, that's completely natural. Like, that is my natural state, you know. I've never known a time where I wanted to be feminine or anything like that. That's just how I was comfortable. How do you guys say it? Comfortable. That's just how I was comfortable. That's just how I was comfortable. Sorry if I say things too much. Will you find me annoying? Anyways, Let me adjust the brightness. Yeah. However, despite me being very masculine, even when it came to my interests, my hobbies, I was never rowdy or loud the way a little boy would be. You know what I mean? And I know what that's like. I have 2 younger brothers, so I'm very well versed when it comes to those stuff. But I was sorry. Am I speaking too loud? I apologize. I was still always a very shy, timid, somewhat calm child. My parents would always describe me as mature for my age. But if I'm being honest, I think it's because they sort of taught me that, hey, if you don't bother us, that's a good thing. You know what I mean? And so I stopped asking for help. I stopped trying to rely on people to teach me things. And yeah, that was independence. And that's not necessarily linked to my upbringing because, like as a girl, as a woman. But that's one of the examples of how that sort of thing is like learned. It didn't come naturally for me to be independent. It was just something that I picked up on, and so I developed that and amplified it on my own. So yeah, it's crazy. Anyways, when it comes to softness, again, I was still raised as a woman. My mom especially tried to treat me as a girl as much as she could, and we would sort of butt heads because of that. I remember, oh my gosh, fun fact, when I was a kid, I hated tying my hair because I thought that was like a girly thing, and I didn't like girly things. So the way that my mom convinced me to put my hair up was she told me, you know Mulan, your favorite movie? Do you know General Li Shang? Like the bisexual hunk there. She was telling me, like, look, see, he ties his hair. That means you can tie your hair. And I was like, okay, you're right. So I started tying my hair because of that, which is crazy. And yeah, that's just another example of like, why do we associate this thing with masculinity or femininity? But again, that's not the topic of this video. I'm sorry. I keep sort of like, I keep straying from the path. It's the ADHD, guys. I'm sorry. I do have ADHD, by the way. I don't want anyone saying that I was like self-diagnosed or something. I wasn't. No disrespect to people who do self-diagnose if they don't have the appropriate resources to get a professional diagnosis. But I myself am actually diagnosed. See, again, I'm straying from the path. Okay, I'm sorry. Anyways, so the masculine traits that I did end up developing as I grew older, especially when I entered my teen years and got into my first relationship, which is with a woman, with my wonderful girlfriend. The masculine traits, quote unquote masculine traits that I sort of carried with me was being nonchalant, being reserved, and not being the best communicator. I was caring. I was chivalrous, I was respectful, in all the ways you can imagine a gentleman to be respectful. However, I didn't have the softness that other girls my age would have. That softness being the ability to open up about how they feel, or to be straightforward when it comes to showing affection, even being romantic or being cheesy and stuff. Those things were really scary to me because, one, it was my first relationship, but two, I was not good at showing affection, like in a straightforward way. My mode of expressing my feelings, it has always been writing. And so during the first few months or so of my relationship, I pretty much only expressed affection by writing letters or saying things through chat. When it came to big romantic gestures, I wasn't the best at that. But when you're with a woman, it gets to you. And eventually I learned how to be more vulnerable, how to be more transparent, be more open, be more sensible, I guess, be more sensitive. And again, it wasn't that I was becoming more feminine. Maybe in some ways I was, but it was because I was more confident in myself. And I didn't feel like it was a betrayal to my masc identity to express forms of femininity. But I wasn't like turning into a femme. I wasn't becoming feminine. I was becoming soft. And again, that is, people view that as something that's very, very connected to femininity, to the point where the Venn diagram is a circle for some people. But for me, at least, becoming soft the way that a woman is soft, that didn't take away my masculinity. It just sort of, como se dice, it sort of amplified the woman in me, not in a feminine way. It's just like, I think being a woman is a whole different identity in itself. Does that make sense? But yeah, that's just what I think. So anyways, I want to talk about how I did end up embracing that. And I will be honest, it's not one of those things where this one specific incident happened and I was like, I'm soft. I'm sensitive. Like it's not like that. But I will say that my girlfriend was a huge factor, and that doesn't mean like if you are a masc lesbian or a masc presenting person who's trying to embrace that softness, that doesn't mean you need to get a girlfriend or anything, because again, these are like stereotypically womanly traits that you can learn from other women, and it doesn't have to be in a romantic context. I think it could help if it is in a romantic context, although be warned, word from the street says that there are some queer femmes who view masc women as men instead of masc women, which is sad, but just be careful, I guess. Be safe out there. So yeah, my girlfriend, we've known each other for very long, so I think that was a huge factor, and I just grew to become more comfortable with them. And for me, it's always been an issue becoming comfortable with people, with anyone, but with my girlfriend, and this took years of like constantly speaking to each other and slowly opening up to one another, especially for me. I just became so comfortable with them, so comfortable being myself, that the softness that I was sort of already born with, like it just kind of came out, And again, I'm not saying that I was like some kind of asshole or douchebag before I discovered that part of me, but I just wasn't, it was hard for me to openly express vulnerability. But now it's like, it's easy, and my girlfriend is another plus. They're a very thoughtful, sensitive, caring person, the kind of person that I had to work to become, even though it was pretty natural for them. They would always encourage me to open up. They would always encourage me to like ask for help, because again, that's something that I had to unlearn, that asking for help meant being a burden to someone. I had to unlearn that, and my girlfriend did help. Also my friends, my best friends, they helped me a lot with that. And they just constantly pushed me to, you didn't force me to open up about anything, but it was like, yo, you do not need to keep all of this in. Like, I say this all the time, but I say this all the time, but there is no glory in suffering. There is no glory in suffering. Like, it doesn't make you cool being nonchalant. You know, I mean, maybe it can, but to the point where you don't allow yourself to cry. You don't allow yourself to accept help. You don't allow yourself to be the little spoon sometimes. You don't ever want to experience being the little spoon sometimes. It's amazing. But yeah, those are things that I had to learn to do. And there's no right way to learn that. There's no linear way to learn it either. It's just something that, you know, it just happens over time. And again, I don't think you should take that too seriously either, because it is just a personal belief. But I believe that humans, like as people, we're naturally soft creatures, soft in a way that we care about others, and we like looking at flowers and smelling bread and smiling at, I don't know, a kid falling on the ground. I mean, sorry, I don't know why that's what came out, but you get the picture. It's, yeah, I think we're all born with that softness, and it's either we're raised to embrace that part of us or to lock it away and just neglect it forever, the way I neglected my Barbie doll as a kid. And I still feel bad about that, but hey, that's not the point of the video. So yeah, that's just stuff that I pulled out of my ass. Speaking of which, sorry, this sounds unrelated, but thank you for 600 subscribers. I don't know how that happened. I really feel like my videos are just shit from a bud. Not in the way where it's like complete trash, like my content is complete trash, but more in a way like it's just stuff that I push out. Like I just pump it out with no thought behind it. It's like, wow, people actually listen to this. But thanks, thank you. I love each and every one of you, even though I may not know you by name. I don't know your face or your location or your current circumstances or your socio-economic status. But I do appreciate you and I love you. If you're watching this, then I love you. If you're my girlfriend watching this, then I love you very much. And you might be thinking, how can you love me? You don't even know me. I love you because you took the time to hang out with me for a little bit and listen to me talk about whatever. So yeah. I'm gonna wrap it up now because my voice is like getting raspy. It's getting like this. This is the natural way I speak a lot of the time. But when I'm filming a video, I make the conscious effort to like clear up my throat a bit so people don't think I'm faking some kind of hey mamas accent or something. I don't know. But yeah. Goodbye. Wait. Be a good person. Make good art. Eat good food. I hope the people in your life are kind to you. And I hope that you are kind to the people in your life. Okay. That's good. Goodbye. Oh, it's so bright. Sorry.